But okay, guys, let's take a break. But let's have a. You guys decide. You guys decide here. Let me type something in the chat. Here. Here. What to build next? One. The VFG Ranka Lee, which I started, but I only built that one time, so it's still a long way to go. The Lefrith, or 3. I've got so much other things, I don't even know. Okay, guys. So we're gonna take a break. You guys type it in the chat what you think I should work on next. If no one decides, I'll decide. And let's go to the break screen, and we'll get you some music. All the model kits that I have. I just listed a couple of the ones that I kind of felt like I could maybe work on just a little bit, because if I listed everything, I don't know. It's just way too much. I've got like the Nightingale to work on, and I don't really feel like working on it right now. I've got the RG Hainu. I've got, oh my god, I got too much. I've got Lumatia. But yeah, let's get started on this. Pardon me, everyone. We're going to have to start cutting open these bags and everything. It's going to be a little bit of a process as we get started. And probably after the stream, I'll go on and label these because it's going to be annoying to look through them all. 16, how's it going? Howdy, howdy. How are you today? Nice to see you here. Local Sloth, fan of nature. More news at 11. Yep, it's true. I was just saying how I wanna get more actual moss. I wanna go into the forest and grab some moss, because I have a terrarium, but it's dying. It's practically dead. Here it is, actually. Look, I've got this terrarium with a little Kokorok from Princess Mononoke. I always want to say Spirited Away because it's like a little spirit, so my brain wants to say Spirited Away. But yeah, all the moss has practically died. Vanilla might remember this thing. But all the moss is dead, and I gotta get more moss. So I'm gonna have to venture out into the forest, get more moss. And I kind of want to make my own terrarium. I kind of want to make a big one. That might be kind of fun. There's a handful of people that do plants, that do planting stuff. Do plants. On Twitch, and yeah, why not? Moss jar. Yeah, I gotta get some more moss. Listen, Bob Moss over here. Arch, want to get more actual moss. Epo, yep, there you go. Here you go, Arch. I keep on forgetting that this is a feature on this website. There we go. Moss jar. But yeah, Arch is here. What's up, Arch? Murdoch, what's up, Murdoch? How are you doing today? Hello, hello. Murdoch, I enjoy the plants in my aquarium. Oh, cool. You must have. Do you have like a really big aquarium? What kind of creatures do you have in your aquarium? You got like a fish? All right. Arch is back from lunch. How was the chicken? The chicken and the fries. Alright, let's get organized. Moss. Moss jar. I need a moss jar, guys. Okay, let's put this in here. Okay, so E, let's get this kind of labeled. Ah, shit, you know what, guys? No time like the present. Let's label everything right here, right now, on twitch.tv. Let's go. Not gonna lie, guys, it's gonna take a little while for me to get through this, but over the course of a couple of sessions, we'll get it done. And yeah, we'll also probably be alternating between a couple of different things. That's just kind of how my brain works. I like to work on a couple of different things at the same time. So tune in for painting, building, for playing some games. We'll be doing all of that, but of course we'll also be coming back to this. And I'm very impressed with the amount of detail on this thing already. There's just a lot of really packed in details. I'm assuming this is the inner frame right now. A lot going on. 28. How dare you take your time? Rush, hurry. No time like the present. Yeah, I'm quite slow, guys. That's in reference to my intelligence as well as my ability to build. So you're gonna have to excuse me. Gonna take a little while. And I assure you that there's going to be many times where I put the wrong piece in the wrong place. That's going to be a thing. Stay tuned for that. There's going to be a lot of situations where I get the part wrong. And I'll be confused for a while. I think... So do you guys have like a one single moment in a build where you were just like, what the hell is going on here? I don't understand. It happens to me practically every single time during a build. But there was this one time in particular where I just could not make sense of what they wanted me to do. And I kept on looking at it. I kept on trying different things. I kept on trying to make it fit, and it just wouldn't go. I was like, there's something wrong with me in my brain. I'm not understanding this. And we had to get a friend of the channel, Not Slide, to get his model. Vanilla U, but drawing, yeah. Yeah, drawing's a whole other thing too, because you're just staring at like a blank slate sometimes, and it's like, God, I don't know what to do. But yeah, we had to get Not Slide on call, get his model. It was the crossbone. It was the Master Grade Verkok crossbone, and basically just explain to me slowly the process of putting this thing together. Murdoch, sad part was newest patch was best ever in the test universe, then went to public and it fell apart on the public servers. Oh, wow. So something about going into the public servers screwed it all up, huh? Dang. So, okay, so for Murdoch, about this game, like, what would you say is, like, a good alternative? What would you say is, like, for someone that might not be willing to wait for the full version of Star Citizen or whatever, like, what's like a good second place that kind of gives you the same kind of feeling but is like maybe available now, or some people, or it's like it can be played fully now? Co-op modeling, exactly. You had to get, you'd be like, listen, this is what you do, you have to fold this down, bend this way, and then it goes in nicely. I was like, oh, wow, there we go, thank you. And it's all there in the instructions. It's just that, like, I don't know, I have to say that the instructions for Gundam kits by Bandai specifically are very nice. They're very clear, very, for the most part, they're very easy to follow. But every once in a while, despite that, there's just this one instance, this one part that can be just very puzzling. And it's like, what the hell? What do you want me to do? I don't understand. So yeah. Mm. Sake. That that I have not seen, but I'll keep an eye out. I'll keep an eye out. Yeah, the coffee ones. Yeah, 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 for sure. Actually, for Valentine's Day, they had like this special promotion, like a box of weird Kit Kats, or weird in my estimation, and not as unique as the ones you guys are listing, but they did have a popcorn one, a popcorn Kit Kat, and it was actually pretty good. I like popcorn in general, so I might be kind of biased. It was actually pretty good. Here, I'm happy with the H Mart by me has curry ramen. Mm. Wait, you're just saying curry ramen, not like curry ramen Kit Kat, right? Yeah, popcorn. Ah, okay, guys, help me out here. I'm just remembering something. Does anyone remember? Does anyone know what they call shaved shaved frozen ice in Korea? Does anyone remember or know what that's called? We have. I've been to a couple. I've been to a place um, that offers that. Ah, bingsu. That's what it's called. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, guys. So I went to this place that they had bingsu, right? And they have all these different flavors. And so for those that don't know, imagine it's not ice cream and it's not gelato. Imagine it's kind of presented in a way that kind of looks like a big thing of frozen ice, but the ice is shaved in such a way that how would you guys describe it? It's like shaved in large sheets, and the texture is very unique. Um, Other countries have shaved ice kind of desserts, including the Philippines, um, but it's prepared in a different way. Bingsu is shaved in large sheets. Um, so I went to this place. They had a ton of different flavors, very, very interesting stuff. I didn't really want any of the boring, regular flavors, so I was like, let me try this popcorn one. I was like, let me try this popcorn flavor one. It said new, and like I said, guys, I like popcorn. And and everyone that was with me was like, ooh, I don't know, man. That sounds a little shaky. That sounds a little iffy. You might regret it. I was like, come on, man. Popcorn. It could be good. Make our order. The guy taking ours was like, the popcorn. Please let us know how you think about it because it's new. So we want to know if it's good or not, right? I was like, sure, whatever. And we get it. It was pretty good. Like, it looked crazy with all the popcorn kind of like piled on top of it, and then the shaved ice. But it was good in my opinion. I might be weirdly biased because I like popcorn in general. I'm a popcorn enjoyer, popcorn main. And as we're about to leave, I kind of like was just kind of ready to go because I didn't think that they actually cared about what I thought about the popcorn bingsu. But as I'm about to leave, the guy was like, "Oh, by the way, you got the popcorn, right? How did you like the popcorn?" And I was like, "Oh, well, let me tell you, it was amazing." No, I was like, it was good, man. Like, I liked how it was real popcorn. It was piled on top. It had like a nice texture to it. It had a bit of that savory sweetness, contrast. So I liked it. It was good stuff. But I just thought that was kind of interesting that they actually truly cared about what some guy thought about their weird popcorn thing. I didn't think that they'd actually care, but that might be a me problem too. Sometimes when I'm in chat, I'm hanging out in someone's stream, and they're like, "Hey, how's it going? What have you been up to? What's up?" And I might not even respond just because I don't think that they actually care. I was just like, I don't know, like, I don't know. Do you care? I don't know. I just weird like that. Arch Popcorn Mania. Was it a small crane place? Yeah, it was pretty small. It's pretty small. They specialized just in bingsu. Yeah, yeah. Cool though. I like that stuff. Bingsu. I would definitely get more. I would definitely go back. Have more. I don't know how much it's like popping off anywhere else, but I mean it was cool. Especially where I'm from. I've moved from there since, but where I'm originally from is very multicultural. A lot of like West Indian, a lot of Indian, a lot of Caribbean, a lot of Korean, Asian, Filipino, Chinese, so much different kinds of cultures and foods, Jamaican, where I'm from. So it was very cool to try all sorts of different stuff. Just became like part of regular life, really. All the odd and interesting things. Not odd. I don't want to say odd, but you know, all the different stuff that we had access to. I feel like I've experienced that with a lot of smaller family-owned restaurants. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Especially when they're smaller. And yeah, it's like it's in their best interest to have that more like hands-on experience and gather the data up close and personal rather than, you know, doing it in some other way, less personal. Apple Mummy is model making building the right channel on your Discord to post Gunpla pictures. I was going to post a model if that's alright. Please go on right ahead to post some models, and thank you for joining the Discord. If you want to post a finished picture, yeah, you can post it in building. You know what? I gotta kind of reconfigure. Actually, you know, if you want to post stuff that you've built in the past, a good place is Show and Tell, which is under the art section. I understand that it's kind of bizarre, but it's my fault for not really thinking properly about how to organize things. But everyone is kind of taken to putting not just their art, which is to say their, you know, illustrations and drawings in there, but also they've taken to put their model making, building stuff, their Gunpla stuff in the Show and Tell. So if you want to put it there, that's cool. If you want to put it somewhere else, that's fine too. I'm not a big stickler for where things go properly, because I'm a mess. I personally am a mess, and thus my Discord is a reflection of my state of mind, where everything just is everywhere. But anyways, yeah. Thank you for joining in. For anyone else that's interested, I do have a Discord. You can check it out. The Nightbot has likely spammed my Discord, so you can find that. And we mostly just goof around. The Cool Kids Discord, super cool. All the cool kids. You know, you think the cool kids are the ones that smoke, but let me tell you something. They go smoke, they go to concerts. No, they stay home and they build model kits and talk about cartoons and cool turns of phrases, which is a fascination that we have on the channel. Particularly Chook, big fan of words and learning what the youth are saying. The cool kids have depression. The latest in being cool. So yeah, I gotta get the latest updates on the cool tech, how to become cool, get the depression. All right, let's continue on for just a little bit longer, guys, and we will think about wrapping up. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Just doing a little bit of everything. Oh, there it is. There's the Nightbot. Thanks, Nightbot. Good old Nightbot. Gotta do things twice. Where's the Gundam model where I only have to do things once? It's gonna have to be a model that only has like one arm and one leg. It's also the most annoying thing about building Lego too. It's like if you're building a cool Lego Ninjago robot or a car, it's like, yep, you gotta do the wheels twice, you gotta do the wings, you gotta do the arms, gotta do it twice. My god, this sucks. I hate doing things twice. I'm gonna have to find myself a one-armed robot, a one-legged robot. Or just build exclusively Zeong. The Zeong, because he doesn't have legs. D24, that's what I cut out. G23? Need that G23. Oh my god, this is so small. Holy. Vanilla, the good one. Not the bootleg depression. Gotta get that true, real stuff. G223. Dude, this is so small. This is wrong. How can it be so small? Whew. Okay, now let's clean these parts up. Yeah, let's finish off the first page of this build. I've only just done the first page. You can do that. At the very least, guys. How do the cool kids eat their bananas? That's what I want to know. I'm gonna have to do a survey of all the cool kids and their banana consumption habits. How do they eat plantains? Oh dear, so small. I think that this God Gundam is going to be quite small in general, judging from what I had seen at some stores like Panda Hobby. Checked out the display case where they have it there, and it just looks so small. That's like an unfortunate byproduct of like displaying a bunch of Gundam kits of varying sizes and scales, like master grades and perfect grades right beside the high grades and stuff like that, where something that's gonna be a smaller scale ends up just looking even smaller thanks to the other big ass kits that are beside it. Am I getting this right? Let's see. But I do believe that the God Gundam is just kind of small in general. Relative to other 1 in 144 scale models. But I do have a special place in my heart for G Gundam. G Gundam was one of the first Gundam shows that I had watched in its entirety. I watched a handful of Gundam shows in bits and pieces, and I was aware of Gundam for a good long while, but it was really G Gundam that I watched the full thing. Although that being said, I only watched I watched it purely in Japanese. Friend of the channel, Bacon. He had lent me a tape, yes, videotape, of G Gundam, and I watched the whole thing in Japanese. Didn't understand a single thing, other than the burning desire to fight and beat the crap out of other people in giant robots. And at the end of the day, that's all you really need to know. It's TBH. Apple Mummy, I'm going to finally watch G Gundam after avoiding it for years because it seemed a bit silly. It wasn't on TV where I lived as a kid. Yeah, well, your initial instinct is correct. It is more than a bit silly. It's super, super silly, but you kind of have to just embrace it, embrace the silliness, and run with it, and you'll have a good time. If you go in with that mindset of of enjoying kind of an over-the-top, silly martial arts show with big robots, you'll end up having a good time. I mean, there are moments of seriousness in it and drama, but it's all sort of rooted in a in a very kind of over-the-top, silly martial arts kind of Dragon Ball-esque kind of tournament thing. And the depictions of other countries and their respective mobile suits, 2023 maybe a little questionable nowadays, but you know, just roll with it. I mean, the Canadian one is super lame. Many of us in other channels we've talked about it. Okay, hold on. D23. What is it called? The Lumber Gundam, as it's called in Japan, or Grizzly Gundam in the American translation. It's so dumb. Grizzly Gundam, Lumber Gundam. They honestly and truly couldn't have thought of anything cooler for Canada. That's what leads me to believe that sometimes, like when it comes to Japan and how they think about Canada, they just are like, what is Canada? What is Canada? It's like America, but more trees? What's the gross domestic product of Canada? What's the chief import? Lumber. Okay, so Lumber Gundam. Arch, was G Gundam the one with Gundams from different countries? Yep. Apple Mummy. Oh yeah, as a Connect, I've seen the Lumberjack Gundam. Yep, it's super dumb. Yep. But you just have to embrace it. You're just like, you know what? Let's go. Lumber Gundam, Nether Gundam, another fairly popular Gundam amongst people here, fans of the show. What is this? This doesn't look right. D21? Oh, here it is. D21. Nether Gundam from the Netherlands. It's basically a giant windmill. A robot that's with a big windmill on the top of its head. No, its whole body is a windmill, and then it just has arms and legs sticking out of it. It's so dumb. But it's like, I embrace it. Also, G Gundam was the first Gundam series that takes place in an alternate timeline, or whatever they call it. Up until then, all Gundam series belong to the same continuity, the same timeline. In the same way that, like, Star Wars now is the same continuity, right? From the cartoons to the show, to the movies, and the comics, it's all the same. Up until G Gundam, it was all the same continuity, what they call the universal timeline. I think that's what it's called. And it was also a very serious, or mostly serious, television show and movies, right? Despite the fact that it featured like robots and model kits marketed to kids. It's a fairly serious story. And then it must have been the 30th anniversary of Gundam or something, and they're like, hey, it's the anniversary, let's do something fun. Let's make this thing called G Gundam, and it's going to be completely silly. And at the time, I think it wasn't really all that well received. There was some people out there that were just like, I just couldn't really jive with it. But over time, I think people have warmed up to G Gundam, and it's kind of allowed to exist now, such that there's several other alternate timeline shows now, like Wing Gundam, of course. That was the next one to come out, which was much more popular at the time. And now I feel like G Gundam now has kind of earned its place. It's allowed to exist, as silly as it is, people just kind of look back fondly on it now. That was great. Yeah, the whole lumber Gundam thing. It's rather silly. But I swear to God, I really do feel like it's this situation sometimes where it's like, I'm sure they do, but maybe at the time, like in the 80s or whatever, did they really know that like Canada is different and we're not just like, do they know about Canada in general? And I pick up on that sometimes with things like I watch a lot of Iron Chef, and occasionally they will have a Canadian chef on the Japanese Iron Chef, the original show. And this guy will be cooking French cuisine. He'll just be cooking French cuisine. He just happens to live in Canada, but he just makes stuff. He learned how to cook in the French style. And yet, when it comes to the judging and everyone's tasting his food and everything, they're like, I'm picturing the large fields of Canada and all the animals. I'm picturing the moose and all this shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's just cooking French food. It has nothing to do with anything. Papu, what up, City Papu? By the way, guys, we gotta shout out City Papu. How's it going, City Papu? I was just talking about you. I was talking mad shit. No, just kidding. Shout out to City Papu. Who has been getting into Dark Souls, been playing all the different Dark Souls games over this last little while, and he's also a builder of Gunpla. Don't wanna glaze over that, but I just saw on Twitter that he has made a controller out of bananas. We were just talking about bananas, guys. This is very on topic. We're just talking about bananas. City Papu has made a controller simply out of bananas, and he was playing a bit of Dark Souls with that on I saw it on his Twitter. I was like, this man is a madman. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. F1 to 12, and I believe that it might become a redeem of some kind, City. But yeah, how's it going, friends? I'm doing all right. I'm building the real grade God Gundam. This is my first real grade, so it's all new to me, and I'm liking it so far. Which is the top part? It's like, how is it constructed? It's kind of like it's picking up on like the electrical signals, like from when you make contact with the banana, a signal is sent or something like that. So he has like an array of bananas, and he's simply touching them to go like left, right, or pressing B and A or something. I killed the boss today with it. Final strike was via banana. Damn, the banana final strike. Just imagine playing a fighting game, doing PvP. Just imagine doing PvP, Dark Souls, and you lose, and then you get a message from City Papu. I just killed you with bananas. I just beat you with bananas. Just like as if it didn't suck enough to just lose. You lost to someone who was playing with bananas. But yeah, please check out City Papu. I'm so happy to know so many talented, interesting people, talented artists, and banana craftsmen, banana engineers. City Papu creating new fields of technology, new fields of engineering. We are fast approaching peak humanity now that Dark Souls is being controlled with bananas. Vanilla, you've got quite a lot to talk about with our pal City Papu here. You can follow him on Twitter. I'm sure he has or on this here platform right here. There you go, tutorial. See, Papu, I'll play through DS1 or Donkey Kong for a follower sub goal. Dude, beautiful. I'm so excited. Donkey Kong. You know there's that Donkey Kong bongo game. That could be a thing. I have the bongos. So you could, instead of bongos, you could have bananas. Is this how Planet of the Apes start? First banana controllers, banana lightsabers. Yup. You thought it was giving them intelligence. You thought it was allowing them to walk on 2 feet. Really, it was playing Dark Souls. See, Papu, RG Gundam looks so cool. This is the extent of my RG Gundam adventure today. This is what we've done. This is comprised of like so many little pieces. Again, this is the first time I've built in a real great kit, and I'm very impressed with the amount of detail, especially for something so small. This is 1 in 1/44 scale. You know, if you're building a master grade kit, it's a little easier to wrap your head around all these little fiddly parts because they won't be all that little. It'll be 1/100 scale. This is a 1 1/44 scale, and the G Gundam is also quite small, just inherently as a design. It's just very small.